Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're journeying back in time, not just to see the golden masks of pharaohs, but to uncover the brilliant minds behind one of history's greatest civilizations. We often marvel at the pyramids and temples. But have you ever wondered about the scientific genius that made it all possible? Let's dive into the incredible world of ancient Egyptian science and technology. When we think of ancient medicine, it's easy to imagine something primitive. But the Egyptians were surprisingly advanced. They had a deep understanding of the human body, largely thanks to their mummification practices, which gave them direct insight into anatomy. Papyrus scrolls, like the famous Ebers papyrus, are essentially medical textbooks from 3,500 years ago. They list hundreds of remedies and describe detailed procedures. These ancient doctors weren't just mixing herbs. They could diagnose illnesses by checking a patient's pulse, observing their skin color, and examining their eyes. They identified conditions related to the heart, stomach, and even the nervous system. The Ebers papyrus contains chapters on dentistry, gynecology, and bone setting. It even includes what might be the earliest known descriptions of tumors and depression. Their surgical skills were also remarkable for the time. They had specialized instruments made of bronze, including scalpels, forceps, and saws. Evidence from mummies shows that they successfully set broken bones and even performed basic surgeries, like draining abscesses. While their understanding was mixed with magical beliefs, they often recited incantations to ward off evil spirits. Their practical, observational approach to medicine laid a crucial foundation for the Greeks and, ultimately, for modern medicine. Now, let's talk numbers. You can't build a pyramid without some serious math, and the Egyptians were masters of practical mathematics. Their number system was based on 10 Hus-like oars, but instead of numerals, they used hieroglyphs. A single stroke was 1, a heel bone symbol was 10, a coil of rope was 100, and a lotus flower was 1,000. It might look complicated, but it allowed them to calculate incredibly large numbers. Their primary use for math was solving real-world problems. Every year, the Nile River would flood, washing away property boundaries. This required the Egyptians to become experts in geometry and surveying to redraw the lines accurately. They could calculate the area of rectangles, triangles, and even circles with a surprising degree of accuracy. This mathematical prowess wasn't just for farming. It was the blueprint for their architectural wonders. They used their knowledge of geometry to ensure the bases of the pyramids were perfect squares and that the sides rose at a precise angle to meet at a single point. They calculated volumes to determine the amount of stone needed and used simple but effective tools like plumb bobs and set squares to achieve near-perfect alignment. It was a stunning combination of mathematics and engineering, and that brings us to their engineering innovations. The pyramids, temples, and obelisks weren't built by magic. They were the result of brilliant engineering and immense human effort. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for example, is made of over 2 million stone blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons. How did they move them without modern cranes? Evidence suggests they used a system of ramps. These weren't just simple, straight ramps. Archaeologists have found evidence of complex, winding ramps that would have spiraled around the pyramid as it was being built. To move the heavy stones, they likely used wooden sledges, which they pulled over wetted sand to reduce friction. It was a simple, yet ingenious, solution. Their tools were also key. They used copper chisels and saws to quarry softer limestone and for harder granite. They used dolerite, pounders, a type of hard rock, to slowly chip away at the stone. They also developed sophisticated quarrying techniques, like cutting slots into the rock, inserting wooden wedges, and then soaking the wedges with water. As the wood expanded, it would crack the stone along the desired line. Beyond the pyramids, the Egyptians were masters of water management. They built intricate canal and irrigation systems to control the Nile's floodwaters, channeling water to their fields and increasing their agricultural output. They also invented the shaduf, a simple but effective lever-based device for lifting water from the river into irrigation ditches. This innovation is still used in parts of Egypt and other countries today. So, what is the legacy of all this knowledge? It's everywhere. The Egyptian 24-hour day, divided into 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of night, is a system we still use. Their 365-day calendar with an added leap day concept, was the forerunner of our own Gregorian calendar. Their medical observations were passed down to the Greeks, influencing Hippocrates, the father of medicine. Their mathematical and engineering principles created monuments that have stood for millennia, inspiring awe and challenging architects for centuries. They demonstrated that, with careful observation, and a deep understanding of the natural world, humanity could achieve the seemingly impossible. The ancient Egyptians were more than just builders of tombs. They were scientists, doctors, mathematicians, and engineers whose curiosity and ingenuity shaped their world and left an indelible mark on ours. Their legacy is a powerful reminder that the foundations of our modern world were laid thousands of years ago on the banks of the Nile. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more stories from history, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments what other ancient civilizations you'd like to learn about next. Until next time, stay curious.